Good afternoon, South Africa. Welcome to a brand new week. My name is Jeannie D, and this is Afternoon Express.
Indeed. My name is Danilo Aquiso, and it's a motivational Monday. And I think today we're focusing on one of those topics that affects every single person across the globe. We all experience stressful situations in our lives, but I'm so interested to find out what happens when you're exposed to stressful circumstances over prolonged periods of time. What does that do to the brain? Does it age your skin? And I think we all want to know what stress does to our bodies.
Well, ultimately, I think you burn out.
Yeah.
And today is going to be quite a fascinating chat because I actually just read that it's now illegal for employers to WhatsApp employees after hours.
Sure.
Because stress is really a silent killer, and it's something that we've got to take a lot more note on. So we actually have Dr Elna Smith in the loft, and she's going to be chatting to us about burning out and how we can avoid it.
Something that stresses me out the most is trying to find a suitable girlfriend when I deal with beautiful women like this on Afternoon Express. You look amazing, by the way. I think that's probably the biggest stress I have in my life when it comes to this. You're looking incredible, by the way. Black's a really cool color.
Thank you very much. And of course, for details on all of our outfits, all you need to do is visit our website, afternoonexpress.co.za, or visit our Facebook page, and there we've got listings on everything that you'll find in our fabulous wardrobe.
Indeed. So if you guys want to share all the thoughts on what stresses you out the most in your life, you can go and find us on the social sites. We'd love to hear from you. Afternoon Chat is our Twitter handle, and Afternoon Express is our Facebook handle. So we want to hear from you on that. But today is also a time for Winner Home, and today's an exciting day because all of our judges are here, all of our contestants are here, and they're going to be judged on that all-exciting bathroom. We'll also find out who won the prize of the viewer votes online.
And because it's so cold outside, we've got to have some curry in the kitchen.
Yes.
Good afternoon, South Africa. I hope you had a great weekend. Well, not only is it freezing cold, but I'm dressed properly, appropriately, and we're making something curried.
It is.
To
it's a
warm us up
roasted
further for
cauliflower
winter.
curry.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so what do we have here? What are we going to do?
Let me jump in.
Okay.
Come to where
all
we're
of the
gonna
details
start shopping.
are on our website, afternoonexpress.co.za, the full recipe and the shopping list. Okay.
Okay, so basically what it is, it's a roasted cauliflower, and all we're doing is we're coating it in some aromatic curry spices.
Okay, to warm us up and it's good for the immune system as well.
It is. And you know, I've never been a fan of this whole meat-free Monday thing. At all.
Yeah.
I thought it was just like a little fad, people doing it. But actually, I'm beginning to understand it's something important we should all practice, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, we consume so much meat on a daily basis. To give, like, the producers a break on one day.
Yeah, I definitely eat far too much biltong.
Yeah, you and me
That's like
too.
standard.
Definitely. So to give them like a little bit of a break for one day actually does help the production of meat. So I'm going to actually do it this Monday.
You're
Meat-free
actually a
Monday.
cauliflower fan. This is like the third cauliflower dish we're making this winter.
Well, you know what? Why not? It's on the shelves everywhere.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
So all we're going to do is, you know, okay, good for saying that. You can easily turn this into like a pumpkin dish, a butternut dish, broccoli dish, whatever you feel like.
Yeah.
Cool. So just going to chop up the cauliflower. Then I'm going to add it to a roasting tray. Let me just bring it over here. And then all I'm going to do is just coat it in a little bit of olive oil.
Right.
I always add the olive oil first. Sometimes you see people add seasoning first and not olive oil. I don't understand that logic. You kind of need the olive oil.
Is it not logical at all?
Yeah, you got to add the olive oil first. You give it a toss, and that way the seasoning actually sticks
This
to
looks
the
like
cauliflower.
really good cauliflower. Looks really healthy.
It is.
If there ever was one.
Okay, cool. So our
kidding.
seasoned and oiled cauliflower goes into the oven, comes out beautifully roasted,
Okay.
like this.
That looks absolutely beautiful. And it smells amazing.
Hey, I love the smell of roasted cauliflower. I mean,
Yeah.
it's such a signature like scent. But also, okay, I must explain why we're roasting, not just adding it straight to the curry.
Okay.
By roasting it, you actually intensify the cauliflower flavor initially. That way you're adding
So
some
the curry
cauliflower.
doesn't overpower it.
There we go.
Okay.
You're adding that cauliflower flavor to the curry, not the other way around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's balanced.
Yeah.
So I've got some red onions in the pan, and I've cooked these down because so important when you're
Flavor.
making curry, you must cook your onions down. Also, it comes out extremely like acidic and bitter. That's the onions.
yeah.
And by doing this, it actually brings us some natural sweetness.
And I love me some red onion.
Always.
Okay.
So let's see what we got first. We've got some coriander and cumin seed that are just crushed up in a pestle and water. That goes in.
Okay.
That's going to become super fragrant. I mean, you can smell it already. That just hit the pan.
Yes. Yes.
Then, oh, you can smell it. Oh, my goodness.
I can. It smells
Okay.
amazing.
So you let that normally toast for another minute or so. Then you're going to hit it with your, turmeric and chili. I love
Turmeric
using
and chili.
turmeric in everything.
In everything. I've
Even in
noticed.
smoothies.
Even in smoothies.
Absolutely.
Apparently, it's good for the digestive system.
It's an anti-inflammatory,
Yeah.
antioxidant. I've even seen some survival experts where they get scratched and they use turmeric on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, okay.
So next time your kid gets a scratch, you just grab that turmeric and just like throw it at him. Instantly healed.
Veggie mom. Okay, cool.
So then some garlic and ginger, and I've just like finely grated those. And you want to like toast these. You want to spend some time actually like toasting the garlic and the ginger, all the spices. That way you develop more flavor in it.
Yeah.
Cool. So I mean, the loft is smelling amazing right now. Let
Most
that
of the
go.
stuff, I see a lot of what you're using is raw flavor. It's not like
It is.
largely
But
spices.
in saying that it's raw, if you're not cooking it properly, you're actually going to end up with a really raw flavor in the end. So take your time cooking it out and getting that well-balanced curry.
It smells incredible already. I love it.
Thank you. Some tomato paste goes in,
Yeah.
and you want to start cooking that out a little bit again, toasting everything as you
And
go.
the cauliflower would have been in the oven for how long, roasting?
I say 35 minutes, you'll be
35
fine.
minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't really like when people cook cauliflower till it turns into like cauliflower mash and like mushy and like, you know, you want it to have some texture.
Yeah.
So that goes in there, a little bit of water just so we can start making a bit of a paste.
Okay.
To counteract that tomato that's in there, you know this.
I
mean,
know this. I know this about tomato paste.
There we go. A little bit of sugar.
It tends to overpower.
It really does. And you're going to add more water, keep on reducing it a little bit
Okay.
until it does form a curry paste. So I've actually got one that I've done earlier.
Oh, is this what you made earlier?
But because this one's looking good, I'm actually going to add them all together.
Yeah, the more the merrier.
And today I'm actually going to do something I haven't done really before. I'm actually going to serve the meal in the pan. I think it's amazing. It's a Monday. No one wants dishes.
Nobody wants dishes on any day of the week.
Absolutely. So in goes our roasted cauliflower.
Okay,
Oh, that looks amazing.
it does.
So like I said, if you're not a fan of cauliflower, go for broccoli, go for
I love all that
butternut.
roasted olive oil
It
and the
is, all those
seasoning.
flavors. Sweet potato at the moment is amazing. Sweet potato would be so amazing in this dish.
It would. It would. I love
Oop,
sweet
lost one.
potato in anything.
Absolutely. I mean, we've got such amazing potato.
Could you do a
chocolate.
combination as well? Maybe cauliflower and sweet potato?
Absolutely. I wouldn't see anything wrong with that at all. I mean, if
Wonderful.
you have any vegetarians in the family, besides the fact that it's for vegetarians, this is actually a vegan dish.
That
so-
looks so beautiful.
But even if you're a meat eater, I mean, you appreciate this. The flavors are so intense, so amazing.
I
see,
love
but-
how the cauliflower is picking up the color of the curry.
Oh, the turmeric. Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
So now I'm going to actually serve it in this dish, like I said. I'm going to top it with a little bit of coriander. Let me start chopping that up quickly. Getting some space over here. See, I'm not the neatest chef, eh? But the food's going to
It's
taste
okay.
good.
The not so neat chefs are the ones that make the best food.
Thank you.
That's my theory.
There we go. Coriander, a bit of yogurt, and we're good to go.
And then we're good to go. Is
Dinner's
that it?
done.
That's our dish?
That's dinner done.
Wow, that's incredible. Thank you so much, Clem. And after the break, we're joined by Dr Elna Rudolph to chat about how we can identify and treat burnout as a result of prolonged stress. And remember, all the details about cooking are on our website, afternoonexpress.co.za. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, Dr. Elna Rudolph is a qualified medical doctor and sexologist. She has a master's degree in sexual health from the University of Sydney, and she's also a fellow of the European Committee for Sexual Medicine. Today, she joins us to chat about adrenal fatigue, or better known as burnout. We're also joined by Louis Berthmar, a 43-year-old business owner, father and athlete. 18 months ago, he realized that his energy levels were low and his health was beginning to suffer. Little did he know he was suffering from adrenal fatigue. Wow.
Welcome to Afternoon Express, Louis and Elna. Firstly, what is adrenal fatigue? Let's start at the very beginning.
It is easier to call it burnout because then it just says what it is. You're burned out. You've basically used all of your body's natural resources and there's nothing left. And it doesn't happen because you were studying for an exam for a weekend and now you're tired on the Tuesday. It is something that happens over time, so that prolonged stress leads to it.
Permanently
So what
on the go.
Yes.
So what actually happens in your body?
What basically happens is cortisol is your hormone that when you stress, you get high cortisol. But that is like a fight and flight reaction. So if you're permanently in fight and flight, your cortisol can't keep up with that anymore. Now your body starts stealing some of the other good stuff to be able to keep on producing this high cortisol level. And that's where you start to feel fatigued and you lose your immune system and all kinds of other repercussions in your thyroid and your insulin. You know how they say stress makes you fat?
Yes.
It's exactly what happens. And that just gets worse and worse and worse, and in the end, you're completely burned out.
Because there's so many people that get skinny whenever they're really stressed, but then a lot of people pick up weight. And
Later,
it's a
they'll get
cortisol
fat.
from cortisone, almost.
Yes, so it is basically different forms of the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah. And what are the symptoms? I mean, before we started speaking, you looked at mine and Jeannie's hands, and apparently I'm at risk.
I'm starting to burn out.
One of the signs is that you have these lines on the tips of your finger. And the deeper they are and the more there are of them, the greater the chance is that you are getting burnt out.
Okay, what are some more symptoms?
Tiredness is the biggest symptom. So you wake up tired, and even if you slept well. People with burnout often don't sleep well because the cortisol will either spike during the night, and that wakes you up, or in the end stages of burnout, it has to do with the balance of your insulin. And then your sugar actually falls in the early hours of the morning, so you are hungry. You don't necessarily wake up hungry, but your body realizes that you should eat something. And even if you ate the previous night, but because of all the imbalances, you wake up hungry, basically, 3 o'clock in the morning typically. Yeah. And then you don't sleep well. People who are burnt out typically eat late at night. You know, those late night binges.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, Louis, you now suffered from adrenal fatigue. How did you know that you had it? And tell us a bit let's give us a background about your lifestyle and how you got to burning out.
At this stage, 18 months ago, I became the father of twin girls.
Congratulations.
We've got a girl of 13 and a son of 12.
Wow.
And then running my own business as well. So you're constantly under stress, owning your own business, and then maintaining the whole family, getting up at night for the kids, making bottles and go back to bed, sleep half an hour, get up, sleep an hour, get up. And there's a big difference between really being burnt out and just get up tired. It's easy to handle just being tired. You know the difference between tired and burnout. When you really burnt out, there's just nothing in life that can keep you awake or full of energy. You can down 4 or 5 Red Bulls if you want to. It's not going to make any difference.
Wow.
So you also lose your fit for life.
Yeah.
Where anything you need to do, you think, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Let's see tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow will be better. And it's just getting worse and worse and worse. And then eventually there's a few telltale signs. I mean, one of them is your libido will decrease.
Yeah.
Early mornings, I train in the mornings between 9 and 10, and within 40 minutes after your training, you will be dead tired.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what you eat because your food is your energy.
Yeah.
And luckily, 5 years ago, we changed our lifestyle to a low-carb, healthy fat. We prefer call it a healthy fat diet and not as such a high-fat diet. And that really, really made a difference already in my life at that stage. But it just shows you can do all the things right, eat all the proper foods, stay away from sugar and high-carb processed foods, but you can still suffer from adrenal fatigue.
You picked on something that I found quite interesting as well that I want to touch on as well. You're actually a sexologist as well. So what is the link between adrenal failure and burnout?
Yeah, so Louis got to me because primarily of a libido problem. Yeah. So he, you don't know what the cause for that is. So we did some blood tests, and in his case found that his DHEA, which is basically the balancing hormone for cortisol, was very, very low. And most patients that I see with low libido or burnout, they don't sleep properly, they don't exercise properly, they don't eat properly. But Louis told me, I am actually managing my stress very well. He has the perfect diet. He trains. He was ticking all the boxes. Yeah. And that's why I couldn't understand why he's so tired, apart from not sleeping through the night with the kids. Yeah. And when we did the blood test, we found that the DHEA was low, treated that, and within days he could see the difference. And that also translated into a difference in his libido, because you need DHEA to make testosterone in your muscles, and he gained 3 kilos in muscle weight in the first few weeks of being on DHEA. But also you need DHEA to make testosterone in your brain, and your brain is your strongest sex organ.
Exactly. Yeah.
So his libido immediately improved as well.
Speaking of treating it, what treatments are available?
Look, most doctors don't even believe in this thing. because it is really about changing your lifestyle. That's the most important thing. I mean, if you're working 18 hours a day and you're not taking care of yourself properly, I can give you 5,000 Rand a month worth of all kinds of supplements and treatments, and we're not going to get you better. So it's first lifestyle. It's first sleep and exercise and a good diet. And then it depends on what we find on the blood test, because it is very much about the balances of stuff. So a doctor would normally just look at your blood test and say it's all within normal limits. But the one thing is low here and high there, just within the normal range, but actually that balance is out. So we look at those balances and we use natural stuff mostly to correct the balances.
Right.
Why is it important to treat? I mean, what's the worst thing that can happen to you? Because I think we live permanently in flight and fight mode, but do we have to have it seen to?
Yeah,
What
and
can happen to us if we
everyone
don't?
burnt out? Like parents. I think every parent I know is burnt out.
Yes, they probably are, and they should be taking care of it. They should make sure that they sleep well and eat well and all of those things, just for their health in general. But what happens is it's part of your whole hormonal system. So your thyroid starts to get trouble, insulin, and that's what makes you fat, and eventually your immune system. So people get sick all the time, or allergies often will start with adrenal fatigue.
Can it affect women eventually having children?
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah, so it's a very serious thing. You've got to have it checked out if you are.
My wife had 2 miscarriages before, and I'm pretty sure that's because, first of all, I was not on the right diet and suffered from adrenal fatigue.
Yeah.
And then we started changing the diet. She fell pregnant, and that's where the twins are from. And kept to the diet, just making sure you eat the proper foods, because the whole world tends to go towards your low-fat diet, and your hormones function on saturated fat.
But the
But
most
any
important
doctor,
thing is
any
in the
medical,
world.
the medical thing will tell you low fat. Low fat. Go look at any low-fat product. It will say sweetened.
You need good fats and good proteins for healthy hormones.
Diet and sleep, the most important things in the world. Now, remember to continue the conversation with us on social media. Today, we are asking you, what stresses you out the most in your life? Tweet us at Afternoon Chat using our hashtag Afternoon Express, or comment on our Facebook post. And now, as we know, one of the biggest contributors to stress is not getting a good night's rest. So after the break, we're joined by dietitian Shreuder to chat about how our diet can affect our sleep. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Afternoon Express. We're live on SABC3. Now, we've all been there, lying awake, staring at the ceiling and counting sheep. While sleep may mean different things to us during different stages of our lives, one thing remains unchanged. We all need it, whether it's for growing or rest. Now, today we take on this topic and look at how diet and physical activity can have an influence on it. We also make the perfect NutriBlast to help you out. So we're joined by dietitian Shreuder. Welcome to our loft.
Thanks, Jeannie. Thanks for having me.
Now, sleep is so important to us at different phases in our lives. When we are younger, it's to help us grow. When we're older, it's to keep us sane, I suppose. But why do we need sleep, essentially?
Sleep is our restoration phase in our day. So we spend all day trying to function. So we're surviving, we're handling stress, we're just trying to get through the day. And there are lots of processes that keep us doing that very well. But you also need to take a break from all of that in order to replenish and recuperate. So all of our detoxification happens much better at nighttime when we're sleeping.
Really?
Yeah.
So but what does that mean? Like your body's just kind of releasing things?
So your
at night?
natural systems are in a sort of cleansing phase. So for example, while you're sleeping, it's a really good idea to sleep for a long time because your whole brain gets flushed out. All of the toxins get taken away, the old dead cells get taken out, and it gives you a chance to replenish good, healthy new ones.
Don't you find the more sleep you get, the more sleep you need?
I do find that, but I don't think it's necessarily such a bad thing. You say it like it's a bad thing.
No, because I love sleep. And the problem is I can sleep for like a good 9 hours, but then I can wake up exhausted in the morning as well. Apparently it's because of adrenal
I think you might just be tired. You're overtired, Jeannie. You need to sleep more and more often.
I know. How much sleep do we need to get in a night?
Well, the 8 hours is the magical number, but I reckon as much as you can get. It's very difficult to say to a mother who's got new children that they have to sleep for 8 hours a night. It's unrealistic. But then you also have to understand as a mother that that's a phase. And if you don't wake up to look after your children, that's far worse than making sure that you're getting your 8 hours of sleep. So, you know, we all have to compromise at some phases in our lives, but if it's prolonged insomnia that you're struggling with, then you really should speak to a doctor or someone to find out what's going on.
Now, what about diet? How can that impact our sleep?
Well, just like any other system, the systems in our body that make us sleep and wake up require nutrients to function. So it requires healthy brain function. You need to produce things like serotonin and melatonin, and those require nutrients. So the nutrients...
Serotonin makes you happy, melatonin makes you sleep.
Yes.
Okay.
That's it, you got it.
Okay, so then how can we contribute, how can we help our body make more serotonin to make melatonin?
Okay, so you can get melatonin in some foods, but really what you're after is the melatonin that you produce in your body. The absorption of melatonin from foods, you need quite a high concentration and it's not that easy to absorb. So you're looking for things that produce serotonin. So tryptophan is an ingredient that's in some foods, and that is a precursor to serotonin.
Okay.
Something like calcium and magnesium help you to produce serotonin. If you don't have enough of those things, you're not going to be able to fall asleep that easily.
Okay.
So it's actually about, you know, the age-old thing, creating a balanced diet, making sure you're getting nutrients from all the different places.
Yeah.
Every different kind of nutrient is required for all of the enzymatic systems that are required to produce all of the nice little neurotransmitters and everything that happens in your brain.
Yeah.
It sounds very magical and complicated, but it's really not. It's just about healthy eating. So vegetables, whole grains, proteins, healthy fats, and making sure you're eating a good variety so you're not missing out on any nutrients.
So tryptophan is something you mentioned, and that obviously makes more serotonin. So where do I find these happy foods?
Tryptophan
Give
is
me
an
more
amino
happy
acid,
food.
so it's like a protein. So
Okay.
it's in quite a lot of foods that you eat. So it's
I'm
not
going to be Googling what foods have tryptophans. Okay, so we're going to make a Nutri-Blast now to help us sleep better. Let's see what ingredients you brought first today. Oh, this is going to be tasty.
It is.
Okay, what are we throwing in first?
Okay, so shall we start from this end? We've got banana here.
Yes.
Banana contains really lovely levels of vitamin B6 and some tryptophan. So the other side of this is that you need a little bit of carbohydrate to help you to produce a little bit of insulin. Not too much, you're not wanting insulin spikes, but a little bit of carbohydrate helps you to absorb amino acids as well.
Okay, great. Love foods with tryptophan in it. Happy food.
And
What
then
else?
these are cherries. So they've done some interesting research on cherries where the melatonin content when you're taking a cherry concentrate can help you to sleep better. And they're really, really powerful anti-inflammatory ingredients. So
Okay,
very
so
nice
more
things to add
cherries.
here. Yes.
Throw in some ice. That's great. So if you eat cherries at night, should you even eat at night, like late at night? Not at all, hey?
Well, it depends what else you've eaten in the day. If you haven't eaten properly during the day, then it's not a terrible thing to eat at night because then you're getting the nutrition that you need.
Okay. Okay, so we've got our cherries, we've got our bananas, we've got our tryptophans.
So these are almonds, and there's cocoa powder there. Those are both really lovely sources of magnesium, which helps your muscles to relax.
The benefits of cocoa are just also endless. I try and have it in chocolate as much as possible, but apparently that doesn't work.
The happiness factor, generally.
See, I'm happy because I eat carbs. There's tryptophans in carbs. Okay, what are these?
Those are flax seeds, so those contain omega-3 fatty acids, which are great for really healthy brain function.
And is flaxseed also good for digestion?
Yes,
Okay.
really good source of fiber.
Then
Honey, that adds a little bit more carbohydrate and also a few little anti-inflammatory
some honey,
nutrients.
honey.
And it tastes nice.
yeah.
There's a really good reason for it being there. And nutmeg.
Okay.
So nutmeg is also an interesting one that's being researched for its relaxant effects. It's not really conclusive yet, but it might be a really good one to add when you're trying to calm down in the evenings.
Oh, I need a lot of nutmeg.
And that's milk, so a really good source of calcium.
Okay. Let's blast this thing. This looks like it's going to be a very, very, very tasty one.
It will be.
I'm really happy with your combination of things here today. Let's get it going for a little while. I like it when it's nice and smooth. That's the best thing about this. You can sometimes have it a bit chunkier, a little bit easier to drink. I prefer it easier to drink. Okay, we've got a good color here.
It's a cherry chocolate delight. How divine.
I know. You've made my Monday. Okay. Let's see how this goes. every now and then, I get a little bit nervous when guests bring in their combinations. And it's like, let's throw in some spinach and... But they always are really delicious, actually.
Is that a dig
but
at me? I'm sure I've done that to you before.
I'm sure you have. No, but they're always actually very delicious. That's what I'm saying, is that you never know quite what it's going to turn out like, and they're always really good. But this one looks like a winning combo.
It should be delicious.
Cheers.
Cheers. That is divine. Shall we go and curl up on the couch?
I need a good spoon later tonight because this is working. It's incredible that you can find the perfect recipe for whatever it is you might need to help you live a healthier life. Simply visit nutribullet.co.za and discover a world of NutriBlast recipes filled with goodness. Now, after the break, it's time for Winner Home on Afternoon Express, and today our judges are giving their verdict on the bathrooms.
Winner Home on Afternoon Express, where 3 design contestants are turning 3 empty properties at Valdevie Estate in the Cape Winelands into dream homes using finishes provided by Caesarstone and Plascon. Vote for your favorite and you could win.
Oh, well, it's time to have some fun as we speak about that all-important bathroom. Now, when it comes to the bathroom, you want a space that is comfortable, aesthetically pleasing, and carries the quality of making you feel relaxed and calm. Our 3 Winner Home design contestants have been hard at work to ensure that they can put forward the best end result possible. But will it be good enough? It is time again for judging, where we find out who ends up as the winner of this week's challenge and who walks away with the least amount of points. This was only the second challenge, and after the guest bedroom, the race is indeed on. So joining us are 3 design contestants, Joanne, Minentle and Rudolph. Good to have you guys with us today. Nerves slightly higher or lower than the previous challenge? Let's start with actually our winner of the previous round. Rudolph, how are you feeling?
Yeah, well, after winning the previous round, I've just had to put on a little bit more pressure on myself and do a little bit more. But yeah, we'll have to see what the others have done today.
So quick comment from those others. Joanne, how are you feeling?
Yeah, a bit stressed. Lot to do still.
Okay, every time we've interviewed in this space, you've always said, lots to do, let me get back to my work. Okay, we'll find out how that went today. And Minentle, how are you doing, man?
The bathroom was definitely a tough one, so I'm very anxious to get feedback.
All right. Well, time is now. You guys don't have much longer to wait, so looking forward to seeing what the judges have to say. Our judges today are John Case, representing ARC. A very warm welcome to him. And today's special guest judge, we've got Trevor King, the marketing director at Caesarstone. Looking forward to hearing what his input is on those bathrooms. Simon Bray is also in the building, CEO from Private Property, and Anne Result, Plascon's colour manager. It's very cool to have all of them with us in the loft today as we share this important advice for our design contestants. But first, I wanted to give you guys a quick recap on what our 3 final bathrooms looked like from our contestants. Take a look at this. Design aesthetic is carefully thought out. It's a carefully thought out use of textures, particularly colors and bespoke one-of-a-kind pieces. From textured cement flooring to the round ceramic tiles in the shower and a clean palette with earthy tones of white, wood and concrete, she removed anything that created clutter to create a calm and relaxing space. Minentle went for a bold and brave theme with a statement mosaic feature that he mentioned. This gives a sense of luxury and adds value to the room. For flow and comfort, he minimized the shower screens to accommodate the modern way of living, where spaces are allowed to interact with one another while also being practical and giving in a sense of privacy. For Rudolph's main bathroom, the approach was to create a single, uncomplicated space that can be shared by a couple. Keeping fixtures simple and easy to engage with eliminates the need for excess materials and additional fittings. In this case, he used a single basin mixer and a single sheet of glass used to screen the walk-in shower. These design techniques enlarge the space and create a sense of calm. So those are the 3 bathrooms that you guys at home have been having a look at, plus our judges went to go and take a look. And I think I'm going to get straight into it. John, it's good to have you with us in the loft today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's an absolute honor to have you with us because, I mean, your insight's always been so valuable every time I hear you speak about our design contestants. So I'm going to let you take the reins. Let's start with Minentle.
Yeah, I think when I initially looked at the bathroom sort of halfway through, I was a little bit skeptical about Minentle's initial sort of tile choice and material choice. I think he was, out of the 3, actually was the one that surprised me when I saw the final product. And I think that, you know, he definitely did, you know, stick his neck out a little bit. And I think that did show. But yeah, I think, you know, I think there were a couple of details I think that still need a bit of refinement, but I think there was also a couple of opportunities maybe that could have been captured a little bit better.
Okay, so what score did you give him for that?
I scored him 6.5.
6.5, which actually isn't too bad, Minenhle, because I know you were very worried about this. They're focusing on the idea of your aesthetic, your design, your sort of intellect, where you were thinking and going with your design. So that is very, very good news. Thank you so much, John, for that. Trevor, our guest judge for today. Talk us through what your comments are.
Yes. I think Minenhle is an amazing designer. I think he's got such incredible potential, and I look forward to seeing great things in the future. However, the one thing that I think that you missed was, I think that you fell in love with some elements of design that you probably loved, and in so doing, I think you missed a little bit the potential of who the person who would be living in that apartment is. It was, I loved the wall that you put in. It was very strong, but I found it a little bit jarring, and I thought that maybe if you moved it to the side over the bathroom, it wouldn't have been quite so in your face. Yeah, the Caesar stone basin that you built was really terrific. It looked great. But I think that you could have possibly fitted it on a floating base rather than on the metal.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I think that maybe you missed was the shower floor. The tiling on the shower floor wasn't that great. But again, I think that you just missed an opportunity of using full slabs of Caesar stone, which would have added a dramatic effect in that room and changed what you did incredibly.
Sure, great advice. Did you give him a score for that?
I certainly did, yeah.
What did you give him?
I gave him a 6.6.
6.6 from Minenhle. Well done. Okay, let's go over to you, Simon.
Yeah, Minenhle, excellent design. I thought what I liked about your efforts this week, the bold, original thinking that you brought into the space. Some elements of it I think let you down. The open steel frame underneath the basin, for example, is not that practical when it comes to putting things away. Storage was not really in your thinking when you put the bathroom together, and I think those unsightly bits and bobs are part of a bathroom space, so they need to be looked after. I think one thing that I would say, though, is this competition, this contest, this challenge is all about showing the viewers at home how design can add to the value of a property. Great design equals great value added to a home.
Yeah.
And the concern that I had, not just for your bathroom, but for all of them, is that they were nice, they were comfortable, relaxing looking spaces, but nothing exemplary, nothing truly out of this world. And I think as a result, they didn't add much value to the home. They added marginal value to all three of the properties. Okay. And so that was a bit disappointing.
So, speaking about adding value, what value are you going to add to his bathroom?
5.5.
5.5. All right, mental notes taken from all of our contestants, I think, on that note. Over to you, Anne. What is your notes for Minenhle?
Well, I love that you're so ambitious, Minenhle, and you want to take risks and try something new. So I love that about your designs. I thought the mosaic was great. I also loved your industrial basin, and I'm seeing flow going through with that style. I really like it. I did think it was a little bit on the cold side, and being a lot of black and things, I would have liked a little bit more warmth. You did have it with the basket, but I thought maybe you could have added a little bit more warmth. I did pick up on your project management and that you weren't managing your project as well as you should do, but you've taken ownership for that, and that's great, and I'm sure it won't happen again. So I have docked you a bit because of the project management. So I've also scored a 5.5 on this one.
5.5. All right, fantastic. Thank you so much, judges. Minenhle, lots of notes being taken for the future project that you're working on, and good luck for the rest of the competition. Let's go see what our other contestants did. Let's go back to you, John. How do you feel about Rudolph's bathroom?
I think I was surprised that initially, as I said, when I went to do the inspection early on, there was a colour change that I think Rudolph adopted a little bit later on. I thought that was actually initially was quite a bold step.
Yeah.
But then I did see that obviously he went back for much more of a much whiter palette. There was a nice use of timber. I think the reclaimed floor was a really nice touch. The storage was ample, which was, I think, one of the comments that I think Minenhle's bathroom, just wasn't quite there.
Okay.
The marble shelf also I quite liked above the bath.
Okay.
The one thing I did feel is I think the tile choice for the shower for me wasn't really. It's something that let you down.
Okay.
I think it kind of brought your concept it sort of weakened or diluted it a little bit too much. But yeah, I think overall, I mean, for me, it did have that little bit extra detail that I think I was looking for.
And so what did you score it?
I scored a 7.
A 7, okay, which is just 0.5 higher than Minentle so far. Trevor, I want to ask you for a very brief comment on what you think of his use of Caesar stone, if there was any, and if you're happy with it, and what you scored.
I think that that he used Caesar stone for the shower base, which I think worked really well. But I think you lost an opportunity of not using full slabs of Caesar stone. You could have added a dramatic effect and not lost the atmosphere that you wanted. And I scored him an 8. Because I think that he captured the look and feel of Val de Vie most effectively.
Beautifully nice. That's a very high score, and I think you are smiling because of that one. Simon, your score and comments?
Similar comments to Minentle, you know, safe design, missed opportunity to do something remarkable, as Trevor mentioned, with some of the materials and partnerships that you had on hand. Great floor choice. I agree with John. That floor really brought out the room. I enjoyed that. But I think you guys have got to push yourselves, you know. This is the pinnacle of interior design in South Africa. Yeah. So, you know, treat it like that. I've also given him 5.5. A
5.5. Interesting. Same as Minentle before. So, Anne, it's all up to you.
Yeah, well, it's a beautiful, classic designed minimalist bathroom. But I'm looking in this competition, obviously, for creativity and originality. So what I did love about your bathroom was the recycled floor. I think it's so important for young designers to think about eco-friendly products when you're doing your designs. I loved that. I also loved your vanity, and the fact that you had colours in your drawers was a great, nice surprise. So well done on that. What I did think you could have, you know, you had 2 mirrors in your bathroom. I thought maybe you should have gone for 2 basins. You obviously don't have a partner who brushes their teeth for longer than necessary. You'll soon learn about having 2 basins. But that was one opportunity I thought you'd missed. Yeah. But other than that, I really liked your and also the shower head. I thought that was great, that you're thinking about eco-friendly products and carry on with that. I really liked it, but I thought it was too safe in your colour choice, and I'm looking for that creativity, originality and colour. So I gave you a 6.
A 6, which is still slightly higher than Minentle, which means that Minentle is sitting on 24.1, which is just slightly below what Rudolph is sitting on currently. So all that's left to judge is one more contestant's score, and that is Joanne, who will be the winner of the best bathroom. You'll have to wait exactly where you are, because you'll find out after the break. Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Today we're focusing on Winner Home. Our judges are here, and it's a quick recap time of what's happened so far. Before the break, we heard the scores from Minentle and Rudolph. There's only one left to go, and that's Joanne. But before we get to that announcement, because I want to keep you in suspense, Rudolph was our winner 2 weeks ago for the first challenge, that guest bedroom. And as a reward, Rudolph was treated to a very special experience that could only be enjoyed at Val de Vie. Take a look.
So this is my reward for the guest bedroom challenge. We're going horse riding. So I'm quite looking forward to that. It's a beautiful morning. I'm going to check out the mountain bike trails as we go along and just get in touch with nature again. So I'm taking the soundman Laz with because he's always been wanting to do a bit of horse riding, and he's going to join me today. So I look forward to doing that with him.
It looks like so much fun. Rudolph, I must be honest, the only thing that I have to say is, why was I not chosen?
Well, I don't think you were available on that day.
Okay, so talk to me about that experience. How was it for you?
No, it was wonderful to just be out in nature again and relax a bit and forget about the competition for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, well, congratulations on winning that first challenge. Like you said, that set the bar a lot higher for you now because you now have to start growing from that point. I hope that was a little time in the fresh air to hopefully clear your head for the next couple of challenges. So I mentioned earlier on that we've had the announcement of 2 of our design contestants' results so far as per our judges in the loft today. Minentle and Rudolph have both received theirs. All that's left is Joanne. So I'm going to start again back at our judges. Welcome back to our loft. John, go for it.
I think Joanne, I mean, I think it was initially when I viewed it the first time, was initially my pick for the one to watch. I felt that the final product was a little bit on the stark side. I think that although I like the idea of a minimalist contemporary bathroom, it just for me lacked that luxury feel. And I think, and for all of the contestants, I think the bathrooms were really a good opportunity for you guys to show something unbelievable. Yeah. And I think there were some opportunities missed. There were certain elements, I think, Joanne, that I think you got right, but I just think it was just lacking that luxury.
So what was the score for that?
6.5.
6.5. Okay, so it's been quite consistent with your scores today. 6.5, same as Minentle, with Rudolph slightly being higher than that. Trevor, your comments and your score?
I really liked the Caesar Stone raw concrete basin that you designed. It had some beautiful design elements. It looked brilliant on the wooden vanity. Well done. I think your overall design that you missed identifying what the person who lives at Valdeby in those polo pads is going to want. And for that reason, I unfortunately have to give you a 5.8.
5.8. So far his lowest score today, lower even than Minentle on that one. So it's going to be then up to Simon and up to Anne to tell us exactly whether that score is going to be raised. Simon, over to you.
My scores are actually all relatively similar, and I think that's because all of the designs are relatively similar. You know, every room is an opportunity to differentiate yourself from the person sitting to the left or the right. So really make an effort to stand out. Have a talking point in the room, because that's ultimately what marketing a property is all about, is that property standing out. I've marked Joanne the winner of this challenge, and mainly because the mirror has that backlight quality to it, and that's actually what alerted me to the lighting around the ceiling as well. And I just thought the whole space lifts because of what you've done with the mirror.
Sure.
Everything else, I agree with Trevor, great finishes, but you guys need to do a little bit more.
So with that said, what is your score for?
6.
For her, 6. Okay, which is also slightly above Rudolph, in fact. So, Anne, go for it.
Well, the thing about minimalist designs is it does start looking all the same. So if you are going to choose minimalism, then you need to look at something that's different and that we haven't seen before. I'm looking for something creative, something original, and colour. And colour is the soul. And I just feel a lot of, by being so minimalist, you're missing that life and soul in your designs, and that will also differentiate you a lot. I also feel it looks a bit bland, so my score is 5.5.
5.5, which is the same score you gave to Minentle, which means from our first judge, we had the same score as Minentle, then we moved on to Trevor, who gave a slightly lower score. Simon also gave a higher score, in fact, to Joanne over Minentle, and same score from Anne herself. So, that means that our winner for today is, again, Rudolph. Congratulations. I think that deserves a round of applause. You've worked yourself hard. But again, like I said, every time you win a new challenge, you've got to grow yourself and build yourself even further. So good luck to the rest of you. Both really good notes. I think it was a good learning curve again this time as we move on to our next challenge, take a bit of a break. So remember that apart from our judges' votes, we're also running a viewer vote competition on privateproperty.co.za where you can vote for your favorite design contestant. At the end of Winner Home Season 3, the design contestant with the most viewer votes will win a cash prize of 50,000 Rand. We have the final tally of viewer votes for the first challenge, the guest bedroom, which closed last week, and the winner, according to you at home, is Minentle. Well done. And I remember the viewers being very grateful for that. How do you feel?
I feel very pleased that a lot of people are showing me support, and due to the toughness of the competition, the support actually keeps you going from all the social media platforms. So I'm very grateful.
Awesome. So that's your message to the rest of the viewers, to make sure they keep supporting you, to keep that energy going as you head off into the next 2 challenges. And the viewer who won the giveaway of paint to the value of 5,000 Rand from Plascon is Itumeleng Ramakau. Congratulations to you for that. Votes for your favorite bathroom, however, have been opened now since Friday, and it's currently, as it currently stands, this is how your votes are looking. Minentle for Team L Decoration sits on 26% of the votes. Rudolph and Team Real Estate currently sit on 35% of the votes. And Joanne with Team Vizzy sit on 39%. So Joanne being our winner for today. Interesting, a nice boost for you so far. Any words quickly to the encouragement of the viewer?
Yay, vote for me more.
Yay! So the competition is in full force right here on Afternoon Express, and we can't wait to see what happens next. Remember, you have until Thursday to vote for your favorite bathroom. And here's how.
Vote for your favorite design contestant's bathroom on privateproperty.co.za and stand a chance of winning Plascon paint to the value of 5,000 Rand. You also automatically get entered into the draw to win one of the 3 finished apartments valued at over 3 million Rand. Winner Home is proudly brought to you by Private Property in association with Nedbank.
And what a show it's been, which means Monday is almost finished.
I know it's a competition, Winner Home, but I'd love to win any one of those homes.
Yeah, me
They all
too.
look amazing.
Any
It's so
day.
stressful all the time. Our poor contestants are going through so much. I want to eat. This looks yummy.
Just help yourself out
Should we
of the
just
pan.
eat out
Don't
of the
worry
pan?
about it.
If you eat out of the pan, you'll never get married.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's...
Yeah. Back away from the pan, Jeannie.
Oh, I got it on my
I've
nose.
been there, got the T-shirt. I
We'll
can eat
see
out
you again tomorrow. Cheers. Happy
happy
eating. Bye. Okay, give me this thing from the pan.
Coming up tomorrow on Afternoon Express, debut author Yolisa Gunta joins us in the loft to chat about her book, Writing What We Like. We get a dose of laughter medicine from comedian David Cowell, and our Winner Home design contestants are briefed on their third challenge.
The hottest address on TV is Winner Home on Afternoon Express. Proudly brought to you by Private Property in association with Nedbank.
Another feel-good production.
Hi YouTubers, thank you so much for watching. Your support means the world to us. Join the Afternoon Express family by subscribing to our channel right here. And we'll keep you up to date with all our recipes and of course our fabulous episodes. Also, feel free to leave a comment and share this video. We do love it when you express yourself.